Hey, what's up, Clever Investors? Welcome back to the Clever Investor YouTube channel, man. I'm super excited that you're here today. We got a very special guest. You're going to love this one. We got the great Ryan Pineda with us. This guy's an absolute beast and like a superstar on YouTube.
I try.
I mean, you're the big dog.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
man. I'm trying.
You're creating a ton of content. I'm super excited to have this conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about real estate and something super new and creative that you're doing. And I'm really curious about this. I want to dive in and dissect this because there's crypto, there's blockchain, there's real estate.
Yep.
You're figuring out a way to like
merge them all.
Merge them all together. And you're one of the first, if not the first influencer in our space to actually pull it off. Now, for those of you guys that don't know Ryan, been in real estate for 12 years now, very successful investor, has done hundreds and hundreds of deals, owns over 500 doors, and he's done it all. I mean, you're a superstar agent, you're a superstar investor, you parlayed your success into building this massive brand, right? Got tons of followers. How many followers do you have at this point?
1.5 million.
No big deal, just 1.5 million. Quick million.
Yep.
But then you parlay that into a bunch of other companies. You probably got like 4, 5, 6 companies by now. Doing stuff in e-com.
We got a tax company. We've got multiple masterminds in education. Obviously, we got the NFT project we just launched.
Sexiest hair in the game.
The hair, we dye it.
Do you have your own hair products yet? That's what I want.
No, but that is my next e-com play, definitely.
I like it. It was smart. You just need your product needs to regrow hair. Because that's my problem.
I know. Selling Rogaine's probably easier than selling gel.
Yeah, no doubt. But let's talk about what you're doing with the NFTs right now. So, kind of like right behind you, we got this really cool artwork going on.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, like, how does this even relate to real estate?
Well, for those who don't know, obviously NFTs and crypto and stuff have been kind of booming the last year and a half, and then they've kind of dumped with everything else with stocks. And you saw this big NFT craze towards the end of last year before all that happened. And I started getting really interested in it by the middle of last year when I first started hearing about NFTs. I've been in crypto since 2017 when I first bought Bitcoin, and I've always followed it and just kind of been on the sidelines as an investor, just saying, okay, where's this going? Well, the moment I saw NFTs and what people were doing with them, all the utility and all the applications of blockchain, I started saying, wow, real estate is the #1 industry that I believe will change from the blockchain. Because everything we do in real estate is so archaic that the blockchain solves it so much, dude. It's gonna be crazy in the next 5 to 10 years how we change.
The friction in our space is stupid. When you really think about it, the amount of money that is wasted and time that is wasted paying people, and there's a couple like big data companies like First American and stuff, they're behind a lot of the friction.
Yep.
The blockchain is gonna hopefully de-friction the space and make it to where you can actually complete a transaction, pretty quickly. Yeah.
Like that.
That would be super dope. All right, so an NFT, non-fungible token.
Yep.
A lot of people just think of it as like artwork.
Right.
Right? But there's a utility behind the artwork. So it's really like, hey, this card or this artwork gets you in to this private thing, or it gets you these certain perks or benefits. So explain to me what the heck you did and why you did it.
Yep.
What does it cost? Like, what can anybody run their own NFT?
Yes, I mean, anybody can start their own NFT project. Obviously, like anyone can start their own business. It's just a matter of, is it going to work or not? And can you deliver and sell and do the things you got to do? So with my project, we started the vision for it almost over a year ago. And it's been in development this entire time. And we finally just minted yesterday. And so, during the time we did a little bit of a pre-sale and all this stuff, and we sold over $2 million worth of the NFTs. So it was a very successful launch, especially considering the bear market we're in and all whether it's real estate, stocks, or crypto. So you might be saying, why did people spend that much money? Well, the utility or perks behind it, like you said. You and I both have masterminds, and so we know the value of the right community and the right network. Right now, there is no community for crypto and real estate. It doesn't exist. But guys like you and I know they're going to collide here in the coming years. And so for me, I said, you know what? I want to create that community where people can talk about these things, where people can do deals together in this nature, where people can start the businesses that are going to wipe out these existing archaic technologies and ways we do things. Like, I really think there's going to be people who become, you know, many millionaires, many billionaires, just because of how big the opportunity is with Web3. I see Web3 very much the same way I saw social media. You know, 10 years ago, everybody said it'd be crazy to, like, who's gonna go watch you and what you're doing? That's so weird. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to do that. 20 years before that, who's gonna buy stuff on the internet? Well, people did, and it's changed the world. And now we're at that point with crypto and NFTs where they're like, why am I gonna do this? It makes no sense. It will make sense in 5 to 10 years. And so I wanted to create the community that's gonna kind of pioneer that change. And we've got a ton of other things along with the community, like education, teaching them real estate, teaching them crypto. So whether you're a crypto person wanting to learn real estate or you're a real estate person wanting to learn crypto, we're gonna have the spot for that. But we're gonna have massive events just like we already throw. That's already taken care of. We are gonna have properties that people can stay at. You know, I got a $1.5 million home here in Vegas that my holders are gonna get to be able to stay at. You're gonna be able to basically stake, which is locking up your NFT, and it's gonna produce a cryptocurrency, which you're gonna be able to use on our marketplace to buy all sorts of things. That's gonna be really cool. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff with it, man.
Right, so the NFT is called Tykes?
Tykes, yep.
How'd you come up with that name? What does that mean?
So Tykes is short for digital tycoons, because you and I know, like, the real estate people that have been around forever are, people call them tycoons. Like, that's just an old school slang way of, like, you think about it from the 1900s, these tycoons. Yeah. And I started to think about this concept, and I'm like, okay, we're never gonna be like this old money tycoon, but we can be the new ones, the digital tycoons in this space.
All right, so we got the Tykes. How many of them are there?
There's 5,000.
So you create 5,000. Does that mean there's 5,000 like artworks like that?
Yep.
So an artist sat there and made 5,000 images.
A lot of them, well, let me say this. The artist came up with all the variations of the features, the hair, the eyes, the clothes, all those things. And so however many variations he made of each one he made, and then the computer randomly generates it to the different matches.
That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And so, did you sell all 5,000 of them?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And where do people buy that?
Well, we sold pretty much all of them during the pre-sale. So I opened it up to my following, my students, my employees, and everyone else, and they bought the majority of them. Then I went to other communities, sold a bunch during pre-sale to them. And then pretty much yesterday during Mint Day, it was just everyone claiming the Tykes that they had already purchased. So now the only way to get it is on OpenSea. So if you go and buy people who are trying to sell them right now, you can buy them on OpenSea.
Got it. All right. And so the benefit of me having one, and I'm genuinely curious because it's like I was approached a year or two ago to do this, and I never did it, and now you actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
So as the founder of this, you make all this money on the front end, but now you have all these like members that own these.
Right.
And you're fulfilling on whatever utility promises you told them.
Yep.
Now, what's cool about that is, like, let's say one of the utilities is like coaching calls or whatever.
Right.
Okay. If I get my coaching calls from you and I'm done, and I'm like, hey, now instead of just like spending money on coaching and then I get my calls and then the transaction's complete, I could actually go sell that on OpenSea to somebody else, potentially even make money, and now do they get
they get all the benefits that person has.
What a brilliant way to do that, because what a better way to do that.
Yeah.
Then, you know, if I want to be part of like your mastermind, I go, buy 20 of these things and now I'm in a private group?
Yeah, I mean, so there's different levels to basically how exclusive you want to be, right? So the minimum barrier to entry would be 1 Tyke, right? And that gets you in the community. You know, you're going to get certain benefits for having 1, which are great. The next level is if you have 5, right? And there's I want to say we have over 500 people who bought 5, right? And so they're going to get different benefits for having 5. And then we have our pretty much like the big ballers side of it, where if you have 20, you're going to get very exclusive things and a lot more access to me and all the other higher, because if you buy 20 of these things, you're obviously like pretty vested in this and you're probably doing pretty well in whatever you're doing. And so we're calling that the, boardroom for tycoons.
Okay, that's cool. So that's like more like the private club where they get way more
Yeah, because,
direct
I
access.
wanted to find a way to really separate the different levels of commitment.
And they can sell them.
Yeah.
They can transfer them to somebody else, either one at a time or all at the same time. So, I mean, are you glad you did it?
Of course. This is just getting started. I'm excited.
Are you going to, I mean, what do you do next? Like, you sell 5,000, now you're doing the fulfillment.
Yep.
Is this something where, like, at some point in the future, you create another 5,000?
Yeah, I mean, the options are endless. And that's the beauty about NFTs, where you can be as creative as you want, right? So we have the Genesis collection, which if you follow NFTs, the Genesis is always going to be the most exclusive, the most expensive, and have the highest perks, right? What a lot of these, take the Bored Apes. They're the most famous NFT collection, right? They have their Bored Apes. The Bored Apes, by the way, they first minted for like $200. That was how much they cost. And then all of a sudden they, some of them sell for over $1 million. It's crazy, right? But with the success of the Bored Apes, it allowed them to launch the Mutant Apes, the Kennel Club. Now they have their other side metaverse. They have plots of land. They have this whole entire ecosystem. And I know they got valued recently at over $1 billion. And so for me, with Tykes, I see it just like I see any of my other businesses. Like, we're building this thing for the long haul. I want it to be self-sustaining without me, right? I don't want to work in all my businesses. I want Tykes to be the same way. So how do we build a company that's getting people all this value, that people are excited to be a part of, that we're giving great fulfillment, and any other things we want to do down the road, whether it's a second collection, whether it's a massive event, whether it's something I haven't even thought of yet, as long as Tykes right now is doing great, it allows the options to do those things.
Well, I'm gonna buy some. OpenSea. You gotta go to OpenSea.
You got to get it before this video comes out, because you're gonna make it go up.
Yeah, that's right. So, and that's the other cool part. Now, can people lose money on these?
Well, if you sell, you can lose money. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so the people that buy, they're obviously going to reap the rewards of all the benefits of being in the community. But if for whatever reason you want to sell your Tykes, then if you sell it for
going on the marketplace.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the market. I mean, obviously, I would love to see the price shoot up and everybody's happy. But at the end of the day, I know from a fulfillment standpoint, with what people are buying, I can easily fulfill based on what they're buying today. I can't, I don't know what's going to happen a month from now. They might be worth a ton and people are buying them for crazy prices, and then all of a sudden they dip and they go but it doesn't change how I do fulfillment.
Do you see NFTs and actual like real estate transactions happening more in the future? Like,
oh yeah,
I know, like you mentioned, there's a house that's involved in this particular collection.
Yep.
You see it like where like an entire Airbnb portfolio is available to members?
Oh yeah.
Or
dude, I mean, I see so much. There's so much creativity that can be done, and that's what I want to happen in Tykes. I want members to be on the forefront of trying out these new ways of utilizing blockchain, right? There are people that take, for instance, you want to just do a syndication, okay? I just literally closed today 81 units in Iowa. Syndication deal. People know we raised $2.5 million for the syndication. People know their money's locked up essentially for the next 5 years, okay? And that's normal in syndication, right? Sometimes they're 10 years, right? But what if you were to fractionalize the syndication, allow everyone to buy either as a token or as an NFT, and people could then buy and sell out of their position, right? That makes real estate way more liquid, and it creates this whole new asset class that does not yet exist. It's gonna be crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like that's really what needs to happen. That's
yeah, because if I
you'd be able to raise so much more money and people would feel so much more comfortable.
And there's going to be a narrative behind the raise too. I mean, there's coolness with it. There's going to be NFTs. Yeah. Like I could go and say, guys, we're going to go buy the Stratosphere here in Vegas. We have an offer on it. We need to raise this amount of money. You guys are all going to get a chance to own the Stratosphere, and we're going to give all these perks with the Stratosphere and whatever we buy. Like that's just easy example. There's a million things you can do.
What I want to challenge you to do, and I know like what's cool about this as an owner of it is every time somebody transfers it, you get paid again.
Yeah.
There's a small percentage of the fee that you get. How do we create this into a for-purpose operation? You get what I'm saying? Yep. Like I love businesses that automatically have a built-in give back component.
Right.
where it's not like after the fact. It's not like I got to go make all this money and then I'm going to donate some of it. It's built into the model, like Tom's shoes.
Yeah.
What if part of that transfer fee saved elephants or wildlife or something like that?
Yeah, something to do with real estate. I love that.
Yeah,
I mean,
provide housing for homeless veterans.
Exactly. And I mean, that's one of our goals too, is I think with the blockchain and the way that things are going to change, right now housing affordability is like the #1 crisis in money, right? Man, rents are going up, mortgages are super high with high interest rates, prices are high. It's very hard to afford a home. I think a lot of that problem can be solved with blockchain. I think there's different ways to make homes more affordable, to have fractional ownership where, you know, people are taking different bets on different aspects of owning the home, right? Maybe you want the depreciation. Maybe he wants the upside and the appreciation. Maybe he wants just a low payment. I think there's going to be all these things that happen.
You almost like separate all the perks and benefits into like different pieces.
And so for the person who just wants affordability, I think that there's going to be ways to do that.
Do you know if, it's like right now, if you do a raise, you got to have a fund.
Yep.
You got to be accredited investor.
Yep.
There's paperwork and all that stuff. If we did it like you were saying, in the form of an NFT, can you get around them being accredited?
There are different. Yeah, so we have a big legal team behind us right now because part of this is we're going in like shooting first and figuring it out later. So part of it is we're doing things behind the scenes, which I haven't announced, that we're going to try things that have never been done. And it's going to be up to, you know, the legal system to decide later on, like, whether or not that's how they want this industry to go forward. So that's like, we're looking extremely big picture of how we're going to do this.
Well, I mean, you're blazing the trail.
Yeah.
For sure, blazing the trail. I've only seen one other person do this in the education space. That was a very successful launch. You've obviously had a very successful launch, so congratulations.
Thank you.
First in real estate to do it, though.
Yeah.
That's got to feel good. Cutting edge.
You know, I look at it, I'm like, this is literally, for me, the $1 billion opportunity. Like, I could go buy a bunch of real estate, I could go flip a bunch of houses, and that stuff will make me millions of dollars, right? But this is tech. This is a whole new industry. This is like the $1 billion opportunity if it hits.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna go buy some NFTs. help you pump the price up.
There we go.
If you're watching this and the price of his NFTs are going up, it's because Big Spurbs is coming in buying up the NFTs. I want part of the Good Old Boys Club. Well, thanks for breaking that down, dude, and congratulations on all your success. Would love to have you back on another video where we talk about personal branding and stuff, because I think you're one of the best to like really build a brand and like syndicate and create content. I'd like to open that up and dissect that. So would you come back for another video?
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Hey, listen, if you got some value out of this one, smash the like button. Drop a comment down in the comment section and say what up to Ryan. Go check him out on his YouTube channel. I'll post a link down in the description down below. And yeah, that's all we got for you on this one. Until next time, we're out of here. Take care. Comb your hair. Peace.